Hi Top Dogs, Alyssa here to give some direction for the Elite 8 workout of the day for April 14th. With Elite 8, we give you guys 8 exercises for you to complete for your workout. Today's theme with the Elite 8, we're going to be building with our first exercise, doing 8 reps of that for round 1. Round 2, you'll incorporate the first and second exercise, 8 reps each. So you'll start off with the star-cross squats for round 1. Then you'll bump into star-cross squats plus curtsy lunges for round 2. Then you'll throw in triceps dips for round 3. Mountain climbers jump in for round 4. Plank elbow taps for 5. Dead bugs for 6. Everything down to bicycles for 7, and everything down to burpees for 8. So you're definitely going to get nice and familiar with your top 4 exercises. You'll be doing those every single round, working your way all the way through till you get down to those burpees. One thing that I did want to go over for you guys were the star-cross squats. We've only done them once before while we've done these work from home exercises. So we're going to go over those, and I was going to go over a couple of our stretches that we have. For the star-cross squats, what we've got is starting off into a star, a nice 5-pointed star. Hands are out, feet are out. Dropping down into that squat, reaching our right hand towards our left foot. Coming back up. Going left and right foot, bring it back up. If you don't want to add that jump, you can come on up to your toes, or just reaching down from one side, then the other. Modifications with the curtsy lunges. If you're going to perform curtsy lunges, you can add weights for them. With tricep dips, you just use like the edge of your couch, a chair. Tables, you can do your feet down, feet elevated and extended, knees bent. With mountain climbers, if you prefer to do high knees instead, you can do those. Plank elbow taps, feel free to drop to your knees for those. Dead bugs, if you'd like to amplify that, you can add weights into your hands, or if you have ankle weights or anything like that, add them onto your ankles. Bicycles, there should be a nice number of bicycles. If you did want to amplify that, you could always add ankle weights for that one as well. And finally, burpees. Do it your way, your style. If you like to add that push-up, if you like to add that big deep jump, just ensure your safety for everything. With our stretches at the end, one big thing that I wanted to go over is just transitioning. A lot of stuff I put is definitely yoga influence, or something that you'll see in the functional mobility classes if you tune into those on Fridays at 12:30. I like to do transitions for you. You treat one side and then offer another. You do your transitions first. Don't break it up left, then right, then left, then right, then left, then right. Stick with one side, then treat the other side. So the big thing I want to go over is going from a child's pose to thread the needle, and then planks to down dogs to runner lunges to pigeons or 90-90s. When we get into child's pose, I'm going to take my shoes off. That's what's most comfortable for me. That way it allows my toes to go and my ankles to go into plantar flexion, so that's when your toes are pointed like a ballerina. Bring my knees about the width of my mat. Depending on your comfortability, you may like to have it closer or wider. Again, also depends on the mobility and flexibility in your hips and how tight you are in your low back. So find that range for yourself. Make sure your toes are pointed. Really press into the ground with the tops of your feet to make sure those big toes are touching. Send those hips back. You want to allow your hips, your booty, your glutes to make contact or get as close as possible with those heels. And then reach those arms nice and long. Stay active. Don't let your elbows hit the ground. When you reach nice and long, then if you'd like to relax in this pose rather than stay active, you can drop your elbows. Allow your head to hit the ground. When transitioning from the child's pose to thread the needle, you allow your breath to guide you. So while I'm in child's pose, I'm going to lift my left arm, send it under my right armpit, and roll onto that left shoulder, but continue to keep that long right arm active. You should feel some stretch in your lats, down your spine as well. And not only on that left side, but on that right side, you should be opening up right here too. And continue to press those hips back. Then you want to counter this movement from reaching under. Now reach out. Allow that gaze to continue to follow the moving arm. And send that head down. This time you're gonna feel a nice stretch along that arm. Depending on how tight you are, you might feel it through your back. Again, continue to keep sending those hips back. Try to keep them as close to those heels as possible. From reaching out wide, if you like, go ahead and offer that back of your hand to your back pocket. So while you're reaching long, inhale up, flip it, and send it to your back pocket. Next, we're gonna do the plank to down dog to runner's lunge and pigeon or 90-90. This is a lot of movements that require some balance, so make sure that you keep your core active while doing this. Maintain your balance. Make sure that your feet continue to stay at least hip width apart when you're in your down dog, because it is a lot of transitioning. And then just find a drishti or some kind of vocal point for you to keep moving and stay tight. So find your plank. Treat your joints kindly. Stack them. Make sure those fingertips stay tented. We have those toes curled under, pressing through. Those heels staying nice and active, core is tight. We're nice and long. We're not arched down. We're not too far up. Nice diagonal. And we're going to inhale to lift the hips a little bit on my toes, and I exhale to send it back and press. While you're in your down dog, you want to get comfortable. So if you like to come up on your toes, windshield wiper your heels side to side, you walk the dog. And it's totally okay if your heels don't touch the ground here. You just want to get comfortable. You kind of want your body to look like a V, side down. So I'm going to move my right leg first. So to move it forward into that runner's lunge, I'm going to inhale it. Exhale, shift forward into that plank. Bring that knee towards my elbow and plant my foot in between my hands. I want it as close to my right thumb as possible. So you see I've got my nice 90-degree bend here, and this back leg stays long. This is a little tough for you, tough on your balance. You can keep both hands down. Utilize a block, pillow, blankets, anything to help maintain your balance. You can drop that back knee. Just make sure you allow the top of your feet to hit the ground as well. Biggest thing we're working on here, some work in our hip flexors, a lot of glute activation here, challenging that. Also challenging keeping those hips square. Next, to drop into pigeon. If you're staying up high into that runner's lunge, you can work into dropping that knee. You're gonna wiggle your right toes over towards that left hand now, and slowly lean into that right hip, drop that knee. Biggest thing when we're in pigeon, we want to make sure that our bent knee is wider than our hips. So your knee is going to be closer towards the edge of your mat, your hips are going to be in a little more, that back leg stays extended. You may not make contact with that thigh at all on the ground, so here you can kind of stack pillows, stack blankets, stack if you have yoga blocks or anything soft to just kind of allow yourself to gracefully fall into rather than plop on the ground. And if that is something that's too painful, then that's when you want to work into a 90-90. So if you're going to be going into the 90-90, stay in that runner's lunge and allow yourself to just roll onto one hip. So while I'm facing you guys, I'm here in my runner's lunge. Offer myself a little bit of help to roll onto this right hip. My right foot stays at a 90-degree bend, my ankle stays at a 90-degree bend, and now my back leg is going to have a 90-degree bend at the knee and the ankle as well, and I'm working just towards breathing that left hip down, maintaining the 90-degree integrity at my joints. You should still feel a nice stretch here, especially if you're tight, especially if you're doing a lot of seated stuff. Continue to breathe here, stay here. To get out of it, come onto your hands, prop that foot up, and inhale to breathe the foot back up. Now we're right back into that runner's lunge. You'll plant those hands, step back into that plank, and breathe yourself back into that down dog. Then go ahead and offer some love to that left side. Hope this helps you guys. This is a really great movement that you can incorporate during any kind of stretch breaks that you have for yourself. Some of my favorite stuff really helps with any of the tightness in our hips and our low backs. Hope you guys enjoy the Elite 8 workout. If you have any questions about stretching, warm-ups, cool downs,
remember anything about our workouts, feel free